Bing, boing, bing. Everybody has a story to tell with Toddie One Skip. Good morning, guys. This is Everybody Has a Story to Tell with Toddie One Skip. Everybody does have a story to tell. Very few people take the time to listen until now. Guys, I just wanted to tell you real quick. We're taking the legacy videos now. If you guys have a story that you want to tell about somebody, we're going to put it in a legacy corner. We'll have a playlist called Legacy Corner. You shoot a video for about 15 minutes. Just explain. It doesn't even have to be that long. It could be as long as you want. It could be a song that you're writing about somebody, a poem that you're writing about somebody. But the person, right now, I'm asking that we get things about people that are no longer with us, and stories that you want to tell about these people, that you want the legacy to go on forever, because they say the internet's forever. I'm only asking that you guys do the video. You guys upload it to your own channel privately. Send that link to me at toddie1skip@gmail.com. Write in the subject matter legacy video. I'll look at that video. I'll reach out to you. We'll do a Zoom call. You'll tell me more about yourself and the person. We'll keep it as anonymous or unanonymous as you want. And then I'll go ahead and I'll upload the video as well as the little Zoom call that we do, which again doesn't have to show your face. I could just do it audio. You could change your voice if you want, whatever. It's not about you per se. It's about the person that you're trying to leave a legacy on. I'm looking for positive legacies right now. I'm not trying to do any kind of revenge. Anyway, guys, again, just reach out to me. I can't do the video. I've got my own videos to do, but we can certainly put it up on this channel and people will know the story about the person that you want to tell. Okay, now let's get into it. Gypsy Rose has gone away from the internet. She is licking her wounds, as some content creators have said. Some have said she's hiding her face. You can't hide that face. And she has appeared in other places that might not be places that we'd expect her to, where maybe she had a little bit of anonymity until she was caught. So she goes into, according to what I've heard, she went into a micro-deletion group and kind of had a puff about herself, how she had it. It was very minute and very few symptoms she has about it. And thankfully, her daughter just didn't have any. But she's in a group with parents whose children do suffer from it. What does Gypsy have to offer if her daughter doesn't suffer from it? What does she have to offer when one day she claims she has the micro-deletion and it's a huge deal, and the next minute it's, I licked my lips and my eye. That's it. That's all it is. I have a lazy eye from it. Well, we know that's not true. We know it's not true because of all the medical records that they tried to say was Munchausen by proxy. No. Gypsy had legitimate symptoms. She had legitimate symptoms that the doctors tried to cure. They were trying to cure the symptoms while trying to figure out what the diagnosis was. Diagnosis wasn't even thought about or considered, and even they didn't have a diagnosis, or the correct one for that matter. So maybe these thoughts about cancer, this, were possibilities until they finally figured out, well, she's got a micro-deletion. And then it took them 2 years later, 3 years later to say, oh, this was the micro-deletion exactly. In the meantime, again, as I said on my other channel, as we grow up, we have allergies. Sometimes we grow out of allergies. Sometimes we grow out of childhood asthma. You grow out of things. And so with micro-deletion as well as childhood ailments, and Gypsy embellishing her own messed upness, which she did, and she admitted to it, saying she can't walk when she could. And nurses saying, well, we saw her spitting up the food. She didn't have a problem with it. She just was making herself sick. That's a behavioral thing. All Gypsy has that is most prominent in her life is bad behavior. Very bad behavior. I mean, I'd ask you to ask her mom, but her mom's unalived. I'd ask you to ask the guy that helped her unalive her mom, but she threw him under the bus. He's got a very low mental capacity. He's not a moron. It took 2 years to sucker him into doing it, to wear him down. That's who Gypsy is. That's not about micro-deletion, though. If it's convenient, she would definitely hang that on that little hook. But that's not the case. That's just bad behavior, and that just comes from Gypsy alone. Dee Dee had bad behavior? Yeah, when it came stealing for her daughter, when it came grifting. Who'd Dee Dee stab in the back? Literally. I'm just asking. Asking for a friend. Everybody that met Dee Dee said that Dee Dee was a wonderful person. They really liked her. Gypsy, they weren't 100% sure of. And we've dealt with content creators who have known her in the past. We've dealt with content creators who have known her family. We know this. So that's pretty consistent. Gypsy has had bad behavior. Remember, pushing the eyeballs into the back of the head, that was Gypsy. That was Gypsy as a child. She had bad behavior. She was completely spoiled. Is that the micro-deletion? No, again, just bad behavior. But we never talk about that. And she has had plenty of chances to fix this bad behavior. And we've seen it manifest now in the FOIAs that have come out, those emails that she wrote not long ago. Those emails at the most are 4 years ago. She's in her late 20s. She's peaking at 30. She wants you to think she's 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. She's not. We saw that too. We saw the manifestation. And we saw it continue. My question is, where is it now? Because it didn't go anywhere. It hasn't been quelled. It's showing up somewhere. Right now, she's popping up her head in a micro-deletion group, which she has no business being in. Because she claims to have it, doesn't claim to have it. You know, how is that helping people who actually have it and whose children suffer from it? I'm just asking. How does that help people? But Gypsy seems to think if she goes in there like she's Gypsy Rose Blanchard, hero of none, that they're going to fool by the optics. No, they're not fooled by the optics. You're no hero. Actually, Gypsy, you're no hero to anybody. You are the villain, and you ask, why am I being villainized? Why? Why am I being villainized? Look at your past. I hope that's what you're doing now, because I hear rumors. I hear rumors that maybe Ken's mom and Ken are like, they've had enough. You know, maybe they've actually had enough and said, you know, let's just take the kid and run. I wouldn't blame them. The NDA that we know Ken signed, I mean, he's told us he signed it without saying he signed it, just by behavior. Just by behavior. Because Ken's character isn't to be quiet. He will attack, right? So why isn't he attacking what Gypsy did to him? By calling him a liar, basically, and doesn't know her life like horse shit, right? That was her stepmom, too. Who, listen, again, I don't think Christy honestly loves Gypsy, but I ain't mad at Christy for not loving Gypsy. I argue and challenge, what's there to love? But now, again, she's quiet. Everything's good with the internet, supposedly, until she has her people popping up in places, and she's popping up in weird places. And she's a danger when she pops up. She's a danger because that evil that's been inside of her all these years, it still exists. It was never worked on. It was never cured. She's never gone to see. She doesn't take any responsibility for what happened. She doesn't. So how could any of that have been worked on? How is she a better person if you don't take responsibility for the horrible things you've done? How do you get better from them? Guys, this is Everybody Has a Story to Tell with Toddie One Skip. Not Issues with Toddie One Skip, though I like that channel too. You can check it out. This is Everybody Has a Story to Tell with Toddie One Skip. Nobody takes the time to listen until now. Thank you guys. Have a great day. Bing, boing, bing. Everybody has a story to tell with Toddie One Skip.